All right, guys, welcome back to the channel here. So today I wanted to cover useful links. So there's so much information on the game, and it's easy to, you know, get mixed up or get lost or have a lot of questions. And I'm just going to share like a bunch of useful links that a shit ton of players use. And this is mostly just stuff I've accumulated over the time playing. Other people have shared it with me, or I've just kind of like searched the internet and found stuff. And I save them in a little folder. And most of them, I will say, are useful. Some of them, I can only think of like one I haven't really used. Maybe two I haven't really used, and one I'm not 100% on, and I'll cover that. But it's gonna be a little bit longer video. I'm gonna try to keep it short. I'm gonna try to just quickly run through it. Some of these you've probably seen, and I'm gonna still have these links down in the description, so you're not gonna have to like pause the video and like, oh, let me type this in. Anyways, the most helpful link is obviously my YouTube page. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, but I appreciate you guys watching and contributing and commenting, and really thankful for everybody that hops in here. If you see this video and you're like, "Wow, he's missing some awesome other links," please put them in the comments, and maybe I'll make it like a part two, or I don't know. We'll just kind of go from there, or I'll add them to the description. That'd be super awesome. Because I know there's I'm not going to cover everything, and there's probably people out there that got a bunch of awesome links. Okay, so let's start off with the RockBible. I think this is probably the most common one. You'll see people in help chat referring to it. Um, this is amazing, in my opinion. It really breaks it down. Pictures for us tenant Thursars. We really need this. And then some good numbers in here. I will say that like some of these things are interchangeable. Like sometimes you can add like, let's say like granum and calx powder and do the attractor. You can actually add, what is it? It is sulfur. So it's 560 sulfur in there, and not the exact amount, but achieve a very close amount. So sometimes I wish there were some things added like that. But you know what? This is super amazing. Over here you have your refining ratios, which is super helpful. The guy that made this is just, saved a lot of people a lot of time, and will forever be in his debt or her debt, whoever it is. But yeah, so go through here. You can get a lot of what you need, what machines to use, the yields. Yields are at max lures. Keep in mind, everything here is at max lures. So good catalysts, and then your material. Moving on from there, I think I used next is the workbench. So the workbench is great for, all right, I need to figure out, what is the cheapest way to level something. So let's just start here. And what you could do is you could really just add them all up and be like, okay, cool, I have all these, and I could look through here and be like, okay, well, this one's going to cost me, they're all costing me the same amount. Okay, this one's costing me, a little bit full grain leather less, and then the less bone tissue. So obviously this is my cheaper one. But if I wanted to change out, you can really like just bring it down to 2 if you wanted to compare to. It's super helpful. Armor is very much the same thing. Bows, shields, I wish it had tower shields. Yeah, it's still not there. Pet armor is on here, so uh to my knowledge, it is, very accurate. I've always used it. Mostly for weapons and armor, less so for pets. I don't think I've ever just searched. I kind of just make pet armor. But yeah, so as far as I know, it's, very accurate. Bows, it's actually super helpful for, because I feel like you'll craft a bunch of bows and then you'll be like, wait a minute, how did I achieve that certain strength level? Or you got people with weird builds and they're like, well, I need a bow for, a strength level of, 104 or 106 or something like that. And, you're making bows for your guy that's like 109, and you're like, dang it, how do I get it down there? So you can adjust, you can adjust things around and compare them, and lower that strength and find the ranges and stuff like that. So really helpful. I found for, these three, I don't think I've ever really used it for shields or pets, but I'm sure if these three are accurate, that it's got to be pretty accurate. Moving on, the third is the master book list. So, yeah, this is just it's great, you know, to look through and kind of like remind yourself, especially like even me as like a veteran player, like you make a new character, you know, and then you're like, wait a minute, where did I get all these books from on my first character? You know what I mean? It's kind of helpful. Where are the JC ones? What's in Meduli? What's in Fab? Now, you know, some of these books are available at your guilds. Like if you join a big guild and they got like a tier 3 library, you're gonna have like heavy armor training is now available at those things. But you know, if you don't, if you're a brand new player, this is really helpful in getting you started. Um, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. You can go through here and you know, just look up what you need, and you know, there it is. All right, let's move on. So the character builder is, you know, is awesome. Uh, it is kind of a pain to use, I would say, for new players. It's it's not the easiest, and I know like the stats and stuff are slightly off. They aren't like one for one anymore. Like it's not perfect, but it is still really close, and you can kind of build out your different things, and you could save them. Let me see if I'm logged in here. Yeah, I am logged in. Okay, cool. So if I go to in here, let's go back. Yeah, here's all my saves. So like, these are, you know, different things I've found. Or like I've found, you can even save other things. Like I don't think I made this one. Um, but like I saw it and I was like, okay, and it was somebody else's, and I just saved it for like later. Like, maybe I might want to try this out or use it to build off of and stuff like that. It'll help you calculate points out. You can put, you know, look at magic and things like that. You can add gear to it. Be like, okay, well, if I play this, what's the best kind of armor I can add to myself? So you can get really in depth with it. It is, you know, it is a really great tool. I will say that like as a brand new player, it might be a little bit confusing. So just kind of take your time with it, and understand like it is I would say it's very accurate, but it's not like 100% perfect. I don't know what changed in patches and stuff like that, but it is still a really great, really useful tool. Let's move on. The MO map. So it may be less useful now with the new map, you know, it's still really good. I would say that because like, you know, there's things like church ruins you're gonna see, or let's say what's like another thing like trolls and things like that. You can really filter it down, and not everything is on here. Like you're gonna find stuff that's not on here. Other trolls or other like, you know, spawns or more horse spawns have been added, but this is a really great tool. Especially if you're lost. Like I hadn't been using it, but then I was like over here in Kantari, and I was like, I started over here and I was like, oh, I gotta go to Meduli. I was like, I'll just ride straight across and go up. And like, I don't know, I got lost in here somewhere, in these mountains that seem to never end. And I, you know, spat myself up right over here, but I was like, okay, now I knew where I was. But, you know, I kind of had to use this, and I was like looking around and I found a troll that I didn't even know existed over here. Or, you know, and there was just other spawns, and I was like, what is this place? I was up in Bhakti, you know, I kind of got lost. I was looking for bears and stuff like that in this area. And for the life of me, I couldn't find bears. So I used this, then, you know, it is still a really great tool. The person that played it has saved people for a long time. And you know, it's still like not a cursor on the map, but at least there is points, and at least you could filter stuff out. Like I don't have everything selected because that just gets even more crazy with more dots. You can go through here and select them all, throw them all on here, and more dots, you know. But I find it useful to filter what I need and what I don't need. Plus, this is always awesome. I like the Twitch link thing. I don't really watch Twitch and I don't use Twitch, but occasionally, like I'm like, oh, what's going on over here? The bubble things are always fun to read because that's always like just very rarely is it like a question like that one. Usually it's like, what is this? First being dead killed. It's just drama. I feel like it's always just like drama stuff, and it's kind of funny to read what's going on in the other parts. content enjoyers for server breaking. Oh, I was there for this. I was actually there at this PvP battle. Yeah, the Odin's Odin Weebs versus Crimson Alliance. So, you know, it's always a drama. It's always funny. I like to read them sometimes. Sometimes these are like bad examples. Sometimes there's like just people are going at it forever, and I love it. I don't know what else to say really, but yeah, this is a great tool to use. Let's go in here. Okay, the emulator. So this is an actual like tool. Actually, this should go close to the RockBible. I kind of like preset up some stuff so you can see how it works. So, you know, you put in like what you're looking for, like the thing you're using, like let's say blood ore, we're doing a furnace, and then we're adding, 580, you know, boom, there it is. You're going to get 4,000 pig iron, which is pretty accurate. Let's just double check that, why don't we? Oh, see, this doesn't even have it, but this is like another way to make it. Oh, interesting. Okay. See if we use 400 coke, what's it going to say? So this is 400 coke, which it's going to check out. Like this is a more refined, precise number, so you're going to save yourself by using this. But this is still very accurate. Camp it on, you know, for example, or let's say, I know there's like some stuff in here from MO1, I want to say. Like there is, like, I don't think I've ever seen a rat czar worker. Maybe I'm just losing it, but like haters are now in the game, which that's cool. I know that wasn't like that just got added, and this emulator is pretty old. I don't know how if it gets updated and stuff like that, but it is pretty accurate. It's super useful in I think reverse searching. So if you want to find, let's go red black blend, cool, and then it's going to list all the ways, and then it's going to highlight the best way, like the most yield. So it is really useful in that sense. And this is kind of what I've used it for. Like, man, how do I get this? Sometimes I'm like looking around for, I don't know, just different things, and maybe it's not in the RockBible. Maybe I'm using all maybe flakestone. I don't know. Let's see here. Is there like a silk? Here, I'll be like, oh, where else can I get silk besides just, you know, niter spiders and stuff like that, or niter workers? But yeah, so you can definitely use this. It's really accurate. It's going to help, you know, a lot of new players. I would say reverse searching if you're looking for a material because you read online like, hey, you should use this with this, and then you're like, well, how the fuck do I even get that? And this can help you out a lot. Let's move on. We're past the map. Cool. So fishing guide. I fucking hate fishing in this game. Only MMO I like hate fishing in. It is the worst, but a lot of people like it. But there is always a lot of questions, and it's really hard. And I found this to be uh, useful. You know, it's not up to date. I think there's like a bunch of new fishing stuff that rolled out, but this is really accurate. All this stuff on here is going to work. Um, and all this stuff is accurate, but you might be like, well, there's this new fish out. I think there's new fish. I think there's new baits. There's new hooks out. Stuff like that. So, some things aren't going to be on here, but I think this is a really great base, and so I'm going to put it in there, and maybe you can add to it, or maybe you find something, you know, that correlates with it. Um, Last I had heard, you know, there's a Discord for squirrels. Um, like Squirrel's Nest is like the fishing Discord, but I heard he was taking a break from the game. But it still go to that Discord, and you know, you can search through that Discord and find what you need. It will be another great source. But I'm gonna add this link in here. It'll kind of get you an idea of what you're looking at and where to go. All right, let's see. We're going to the Robmo's taming. So yeah, this is really good too. Um, you know, it's going to help you out with taming pet point costs. You can look through here. It is, it's a lot of numbers, but it is really great. It's nice that, you know, people make these kinds of things. Um, you know, all this animal care zoology explains a lot of it. So if you're thinking about getting into taming, definitely look through this first, you know. I know there's a lot of great, like, you know, YouTube videos and stuff like that out there, but yeah, I would, you know, take a look at this. Let's see here. Yeah, 100 pet points. Yep, brown bear. Black Bear, yeah, 92, 99 can't put on. Yeah, so like those are all like things I use. Like, yeah, it's accurate. I would definitely recommend taking a look at it if you're gonna be a tamer. Oh, there's even dual wielding pets, nice. But this will help you figure out your build. Let's move on. Oh, alchemy. Okay, so I don't do alchemy, but alchemy is still a great way to make money, even if you don't do it, because everything in it costs money. It costs a lot of money. And alchemists, there's like a million things you need out there to create like one keg. And now let's say, what is it? The quantity of what you need maybe isn't a lot. Like you're not putting stacks into a keg, but you're putting a lot of a shit ton of different materials. So if you live like near one of these things, like especially Argiston, or if you're like, what do I do with all this skateite that I'm getting from mining, and all this, from all my chalk lands? Like, what can I do with it? Like, well, sell it to alchemists. If you do fishing, calcfish is great. So what I find to be what I make good money on are volumizers, and then just like other things that are kind of more of a pain in the ass to get. um, you can look through here. You can, make a lot of money off of this by figuring out what people need and then selling it on the market. And if you want to be an alchemist, this is also super helpful. It's really great. Alchemy is like one of those like secrets of mortal where like people figure stuff out, and obviously like they keep it close to the chest. Like it's always been like that. The alchemy discord is like the most confusing thing. But this one's been good. The owner of it keeps it regularly updated. Yeah, you can see June 5th. So it's, he updated it 12 days ago. So I really love this. It makes me want to do alchemy, and then I just don't, because God, it seems awful. Like I want all these things, but I'm like, I think I'll just sell these, make gold, buy kegs and potions. Um, But, this is great for your guilds, things like that. You definitely need an alchemist in a guild if you want to be competitive. You need the potions. So yeah, hopefully this can help you get started if you're finding this. Let's move on. Like there should have been. Oh, okay, here, let's move this over here. So this is that Alchemy Emulator, and this is one of the things like I've never used. Like I'm not really sure how accurate it is. But I found this link and I thought it would be really cool if it did work. And why this number's saved in my thing, I don't know. But let's remove. And then let's hit create potion. So, I don't think that seems like a really. I don't think that's how it comes out. Maybe it is. Maybe somebody can test this and post a comment and be like, "Yeah, numbnuts, that is how that works." But I don't know. So, I put it in here. If you're gonna go down the alchemy route, if you're gonna use this guide, maybe you can like be like, okay, well, I'm using this guide, and then use this as well in part with it, and be like, holy shit, this thing works. But it hasn't been updated since April 6th of 2022. I know there's new ingredients got added, but it might still work for you. Right? This could be helpful. So I'm going to include it in here. Let's move on. Okay, BillBonty's Magic Guide. So this is great. I send this to like all of like my new players and guilds and stuff that want to be mages and things, and I'm like, it isn't the most up to date. Like now there is, let's see, skill books. Like this is a good example. Like right now, you don't need to do reading, right? This is not a thing in the game anymore. So new players, if you're watching this, like us old players, you had to read a book to learn how to read, basically. So, but this is still really good. You can start and stop it. This is still really accurate, I feel like. And so this is really, really good. It's going to talk about spells. It's going to talk about, all kinds of good jazz in here. And this is going to definitely help you out, maybe help you figure out where you need to go, what you need to do. And even if magic is, something that you wanted to, because magic is great. I think it takes a little bit of time to get used to. I love my mages. If you've seen the channel, you'll see several mage builds in there. Um, it's just it takes a little bit of time to get used to it. It's not like you got to figure out how to play it And, you know, it's not just about I cast spell, people die. You know, it's more about being a utility player and then knowing when to go offensive, knowing when to conserve mana, knowing you're gonna figure all that stuff out the more and more you play and the people you play with. But this is a great guide. This is a great way to start, and I definitely recommend it. And you know, thanks BillBonty for making this for us. Let's move on to that's another. So these are last two are like this one, Elementalism one. This is like from when Elementalism first came out. So it is still accurate in the sense like, hey, these are the the places to get things, but there has been stuff added. There is other schools. I'm gonna put it in here because it is still pretty helpful. It's still going to show you a lot of the costs. All these costs are still accurate. All these values on what they accept are still accurate. So it is still like, it's still a great little spreadsheet. It can still be helpful. It's not going to have like, what is it not going to? Does it have? Yeah, no direction, and no like emanation. I think those are the two schools that it doesn't have. So, so it doesn't have two schools, which is like, I think 1 gold. I think they're both like 50 silver a pop. Don't, scream at me in the comments, but, oh, here's directions 1 gold. Maybe it's just emanation that it doesn't have then. Go back to Bill Guide. Nope. Let's not get crazy here. We're going to get off track. Let's see if he has it in here. Emanation. Here you go. BillBonty's covering it for you. But I'm still going to put this in here. I used it when it first came out. A shit ton of people did. So it deserves a special shout out. And like I said, you can maybe use it yourself. Anyways, guys. Oh, you know what? One last one. Auto hotkey scripts. So these are not not illegal. So if you're worried about your account being banned, a lot of us use these to level things like mental offense, taming, beast mastery, archery. So, this, I haven't used these ones just because I have my own. And yeah, AFK, nobody needs that anymore because that's not the game. But this is still awesome, and hopefully it keeps getting updated because writing auto hotkey scripts are really hard. I feel like I'm really bad at it. I've watched some videos, I've read some Reddit forums, and I just like cannot get it down. But these are super helpful, help you raise these levels up, and then you can always keep an eye on it, and then maybe some crafting ones. I know players out there have made crafting ones. They don't play the game anymore, and I haven't built. I was like, man, maybe I can get them to add this in here. Because crafting is a pain in the butt. You got to go through and delete stuff. So I know players that have created their own and then gone through and been able to level like weapon crafting, armor crafting while not at their computer. Again, this isn't, you're not going to get banned. Devs and Henrik has, they've said like, it's not illegal in a sense, like it's not, as long as you're not like auto hotkeying, I guess like maybe combat stuff or something weird, but like for just leveling stuff, they've just straight up said it you're not going to get banned for it. Anyways, guys, so I think that's the end of the video. Try to quickly cover a lot of these. If you have questions about any of them, post them in the comments and I'll try to answer them. I'm going to put a link to all of these in the video. And a special shout out to all the creators of these links. You guys are awesome. The game would probably be almost unbearable without most of these links that I use regularly. Yeah, so all right, guys, you guys have a great day, and thanks for checking this out. Shit. Don't leave. I know I already said goodbye, and I was done, but I'm not, because I almost forgot the man, myth, legend, DEMOMAN. I know he plays for dogwater-ass guilds like Black Priest when they were around in Mythic. They're absolutely trash, but the man himself does make great content. Definitely check out his YouTube page and all the builds. Kind of gives you, some aspiration. If you're a new player, these might be a little confusing. Keep in mind that he does rock some really great fucking trinkets. And a lot of them, but you could get pretty close. Give you a really good idea. Solid dude, and even better, he's got a solid fucking website. So he's doing a lot for the community. He's awesome. Talks about pets, professions, everything. What I really love in here is guilds. I think this is literally the best like guild recruiting page. Like the fucking Discord sucks. Yeah, you can read through there, but this is just so much more user friendly. So if you stumble upon this as a new person, or if you're starting a new guild, you know, definitely reach out to the guy. You know, I think this is fucking great. You can see in here, it'll, you know, obviously this is in English. This is a very bad example for me. You pick a guild that they're bad company. Fuck these assholes too. It's gonna give you websites and links and stuff like that. Tell you a bit about them. So, again, wanted to give a shout out. I almost forgot to include this one. I finished, shooting the last one, and I fucking don't know how I missed this. It's just not in my links because I go to it so often, even as a veteran player. I like to check these builds. I like to just look at what other people are doing, what sounds fun and things like that. So special shout out to him. Definitely check out his page and his website. It's super helpful and it'll be in the links too. Probably should have been up there further. I honestly think I probably should have put this up there as like the top, in the top like 4 links. But yeah, guys. Anyways, thanks for watching. Again, goodbye. This is the end. We're not cutting in another clip. I covered them all, I think. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.